beautiful sunny South Florida. I hope you're having a great day. Today we'll be talking about my favorite fabulous 5 apps. Say that 5 times fast, right? I just wanted to share some apps that I use every day to help take my business and my brand to the next level. And hopefully you guys get some value from these and you hear about some stuff that you don't know about. So let's just hop right into it. Okay, so these are apps that I use daily. So my first one is the Buffer app. I use it for content curation and to schedule out my content on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn, and Google+. This app is so helpful. It keeps me from having to be on social media all day, every day. If you've heard of Hootsuite, Hootsuite does the same thing as Buffer. It's just a different platform. Buffer was a little bit, I actually just use the free version right now because it covers all of the platforms that I'm using right now. However, they just got Pinterest on their platform, but you have to be using the upgraded Pro version, which is the paid version. And I love Pinterest anyway. As you guys know, I just adore Pinterest. So I have no problem with going on Pinterest right now and making sure that my Pinterest is updated pretty much on a daily basis because I go on it every day. I just love Pinterest. So I don't mind going to update Pinterest every day with new fresh content. Anyway, so yeah, Buffer app, I use that to curate other people's content. So instead of me creating content every day, fresh content for you to see, there's a ton of information already created, great information that helps me even move my business forward. So why not, instead of me creating it from scratch on my own, you know, my mom always said, work smart, not hard. So since there's already a ton of great information out, I just take that information that I find use from and that helps my business, and I share it with my gals, my world changers. That's what I use Buffer for. Of course, like I said, you can use Hootsuite. Hootsuite is a really popular one, but I tried Hootsuite and it was a little bit too much for me. I'm not gonna lie. It was a little confusing. I'm a very simple person when it comes to things. I need to see things very, really straightforward. And Buffer app, it just was easier for me to use from a user standpoint. I see Hootsuite has a lot of more analytics and things like that in their pro versions. But for me, I'm a fan of Buffer and I really like it for what I use it for. However, I have another tool that I use in conjunction with Buffer. So the second one, I'm going to go ahead and give it to you now because I'm going to explain why. Feedly. Feedly, feedly.com. I use that for getting a lot of the content that I get. Well, pretty much all of it. Pretty much anything that you see me post is probably 99% of the time either came from Feedly or I just so happened to have been on a different website and found something. But generally, I go to Feedly because I can get up to the minute, up to date content, the stuff that came out, an hour before, 3 hours before, like not something that's months and months old. And the reason that I use Feedly to get my content is because you can follow blogs and websites that you frequent, that you really like, and you can get their content in like a magazine style format. It's like a news feed, almost like a Pinterest roll. So it's just easier for me to consume and just scroll through quickly to see, things that might be interesting to me or my girls, and I can save them for later if I don't want to read it right that minute, or I can send it out to my Buffer app. So the reason that I use this versus Buffer's own news feed, so to speak, is I noticed in the beginning when I was using Buffer that a lot of their content on Buffer's feed was really old and outdated stuff. Like some of the stuff was relevant, but a lot of times it was information and articles that were like 2012, 2013. And I was like, really? Yeah, some of it's still relevant, but we're in social, I'm heavily involved in social media, and the stuff I'm looking for, it has to be fresh. It has to be new. I'm not looking for Facebook tips from 2012. Who's doing that? Nobody. Not this girl. Anyway, so that's why Feedly and Buffer, they work together for me. Those are my two go-tos right now, because they just work. They just make my life so much easier. My third recommendation for one of my favorite apps that I use on a regular basis is called If This Then That, IFTTT. It's awesome, guys. So basically, in If This Then That, you can set up recipes to do, how should I say it? You set up recipes to do common things that you would do repetitively. So like when I get a new follower on Twitter, I can send out a thank you for following me message that has their name in it, and it'll automatically, without me having to do anything, set up the recipe saying, if I get a new follower, send a welcome thank you message to them, and I can say in the message whatever I want to say. Or for instance, I use it also, so if I update my Facebook picture, it automatically updates my Twitter profile picture as well. So you can see how that's a good tool that can help you with some of those mundane tasks that you do over and over again. Instead of you having to manually go in and do it, it does it for you. So don't let that. Now, I'm going to be honest, I have been a little bit lazy with the If This Then That with my Twitter followers. You should use it for that purpose. You can use it for that purpose, but I would suggest that if you have it on send an auto DM or auto tweet to your followers, that you follow up with a personalized message to that person when you get a minute to say, hey, I noticed you followed me, blah, blah, blah. You get the point. Okay, so that was 3. So far we've covered Buffer app for content curation and scheduling. Then we covered Feedly that I use to go with my Buffer app, which it is my content curator. And also I save a lot of articles that I really want to read, but I just don't have time to. So I use it for that purpose as well. And then of course, If This Then That. And you guys know I'll link all of this up in the show notes page, so you don't have to be fast and furious scribbling down or trying to remember or take a audio note in your phone. Okay, so we are at number 4. My fourth one is Word Swag, WORDSWAG, 2 words, Word Swag. I use that to make cute and pretty graphics. So when I want to put something up on Pinterest or Facebook and I just want a really pretty graphic with some words on it, like a quotable or a tweetable, that's what I use. I use Word Swag. So Word Swag, you can go in and you can just pull like a pretty template of like some glitter in the background, and then you can choose the way you want your words to come out. Like they give you certain free ones that you can use, and it's pretty comprehensive. Like you can pretty much do whatever you want on Word Swag with the free versions of the little templates and words that they give you if you play around with it enough. But they also have like in-app purchases that you can do to upgrade to be able to get more options. And you can upgrade. I think it's 99 cents. It's not a big deal. I haven't even had to upgrade and use any of the paid ones so far, and I've been using Word Swag for probably close to 2 years now. So it's a really cool app. My 5th app that I use on a daily basis is because I'm in a million Facebook groups, and it's called Groups, GROUPS. So if you're active on Facebook and you are active in a lot of groups, this is the app for you. It's wonderful, amazing. I love it. So let me give you the deets on it. It shows when you launch groups, it'll show you your top 6. So you can move these around, your favorites around. You can just edit it and put what favorite groups that you go to, those ones that you're really faithful in and you comment and you're really active in. You can make those your favorites. And then below there you have the rest of your groups, and you can sort those around too. You can move them around. But I noticed that as you use it, the ones that you visit, it just moves those higher into like the recently visited. But anyway, I'm going down the rabbit trail. You know how I do. So if you go into groups, like I said, it shows you all of your groups, and then it shows you how many messages or the activity in the groups, up to 20 messages. So like I have a couple of them I haven't visited in a while. It shows a little number on it of how many comments or messages are in that group that I've missed. And so most of them show 20 plus. That, okay, it's 20 plus mentions or messages within that group. And then I have a couple that have like 1, 5, 8, 2. So that tells you how many posts or how many have happened in the group since you've been there last that I've missed. So I could click on the one that has 2 and it'll show me the top 2 posts that are there. The cool thing is you can click on the group, see what the activity was. You can comment, like, just as if you were in Facebook doing this. You can comment within the group. You can post within the group within just this app, which makes it awesome. So I love it. It's a wonderful tool for me to just be able to keep up and keep track of what's going on in my different groups that I'm a part of. That one is a game changer, guys. I would say to you, I believe we talked about this in networking, that you should be a part of some Facebook groups even if your target audience isn't on Facebook. It's really a great resource for you as a budding entrepreneur or businesswoman for you to get involved in some groups in your target, because there's not generally, unless you're in just some strange off the wall niche, there's going to be somebody on Facebook doing exactly what you're doing or something similar. And for you to link up with them and just be able to share stories and share, wins and losses with each other, you can learn and teach at the same time. So being a part of some of these groups, it has helped me in so many ways. So I am really urging you that if you're not a part of any Facebook groups, to get involved, and don't be just a taker either. Make sure that, I'm sure you know some things. You wouldn't be getting into business if you didn't. So whatever it is that you're passionate about and whatever it is that you know, share that knowledge within a group that you can help somebody else get to the level that you're at, or even just be an encourager. Like I posted in one of the groups, one of the girls, I posted on my Facebook page the other day a video about haters, because one of the girls in my group, she spoke about getting some negative feedback about her podcast, and it really crushed her spirit. And I basically just told her, girl, let your haters be your motivators and keep it moving. And do you know, she was just so appreciative of, all of the feedback that she got from not only me, but so many others in our group. And that's what you need. You need those cheerleaders and those people that have your back sincerely, because the feedback that she got, sad to say, it actually came from within one of the groups that she was a part of. And it came from another woman. And that really, really, another woman is really gonna bash another woman? Seriously? That's what we doing in 2015? Anyway, I'm not going to go down that rabbit trail, but you know how I feel about uplifting our sisters, whether, and sisters just mean a woman. If you got a woman's, you are a sister, whether you black, white, Asian, Latina, or otherwise. Sisters means you are a woman first and foremost. So, but I love my black girls. Okay, I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it for the vibe. No. Okay, so I'm back. So anyway, that was what I was saying, why you should really consider getting into a group. This didn't have nothing to do with my favorite 5 apps, but hopefully you took that and got something from that as well. Okay, so that was my 5th one, but I got a bonus for you. Michael Stelzner is one of my favorite podcasts that I listen to on a regular basis. But he was interviewing Peg Fitzpatrick, and she mentioned this awesome app that I just got it literally a day ago, and I've already been playing around with it, and it's really cool. I really can't go into detail on it because I literally just got it a day ago, and I've only used it a handful of times so far. But it's called the Awesome Camera app. And let me just tell you, you can take some amazing pictures. Again, this one does have some upsells within the app, like you can do some in-app purchases, but it's a really good app. Like you can actually have your flashlight, it has like a flashlight setting within the app, so if it's really dark, you can turn your flashlight on and take a picture. So it's a little bit better than just using your regular flash. But anyway, I will make sure to link that in the show notes, the actual app itself, because it's really cool. So that was a little bonus app for you guys. And yeah, I hope you got some amazing value out of today. And instead of me encouraging you guys to go and leave me a rating and review in iTunes, which I have been really loving the reviews, it really warms my heart, I'm not gonna lie, to hear the amazing comments that people have left on the show. So thank you to those of you who actually have left me a rating and review. I'm blown away by it, and I really honestly appreciate it. But what I would rather do is ask you to, if you know a woman of color who is trying to get her side hustle started, or she has a side hustle that she's been trying to get started for a few years, and you know that this is something that could be of help of her, share the show with her, or share the show with those that you know that this could bring some value to their life. That will definitely be a win-win. It will be a win for me to get the message to the person that really needs to hear this, and it'll be a win for them because I believe that it'll be a blessing to their life. Nothing happens by accident. You were divinely here to hear my voice today, and I honestly believe that each one teach one, and if you reach out to someone that you know that this can help, it will be a blessing to you as well. So thank you so much. I just want you to know that you are loved, and I'll holler at you later. Oh, JenaeNicole.com. JenaeNicole.com.